Maybe we could go for a walk later.
We're live.
Welcome to W.K.I.D.S. Kensington Kids. I'm Marguerite Underdown.
And I'm Xavier Judge, welcoming you to this special Easter edition. Sorry for being so distracted. We didn't realize we were live.
Yes, Xavier. Being distracted seems to be a theme today. And boy, do we have a doozy of a report coming from Macomb County.
Yes, we have a report coming from parents about an epic distraction with their son, Josh. Let's head over now to see this developing story.
According to these local parents, they have been experiencing a tragic disturbance here in their home. The details have been scarce, so we're here to get the story for you.
Let's start from the beginning. Josh got a video game for Christmas. It was #1 on his wish list. Things have really gone downhill.
We don't even know our son anymore. This isn't the Josh that we know and love.
It's not the Josh we raised. Here's what happened.
Epic distractions! Bouncing balls! Crazy dogs! Spaghetti disaster!
Will he ever be undistracted again?
Will Josh ever recover from his distractions? This is a parent's worst nightmare. Only time will tell if he can fully recover. Back to you in the newsroom.
Well, Xavier, I'm growing more concerned by the moment with all these distractions happening today.
Yes, Marguerite, things are happening all around the Metro Detroit area. Wait! This just in, going live now to Rochester Hills, Michigan, where another devastating and senseless distraction is in progress.
Well, Xavier, Mr. Pineapple is easy prey for those ravenous kids.
This situation is clouded with uncertainty on his recovery conditions. I remind everyone that the kids in question are still at large.
I'm cautiously optimistic that Mr. Pineapple will recover from his injuries. We are hoping he'll recover by the time we have our Pineapple Mayhem event in May.
Now switching gears, let's talk about a situation that's unraveling. It seems our event coordinator is feeling some distress.
I have so much going on, and I have to throw the most amazing Easter ever. But look at me, I'm a mess. How am I gonna get this all done today? But I can see it now. Peeps aplenty. Delicious peeps and chocolate bunnies. Yes, as far as the eye can see. So good. Rainbow eggs everywhere. You guys, I can't wait to see the helicopter drop with all the eggs. It's gonna be epic. Baskets piled high with the best from the Target dollar spot. That is gonna be it. Christina, you are a genius. Wow. But how am I gonna get this all done today?
Oh, hey, Miss Christina.
Mr. Aaron, I didn't even see you there. I'm so sorry. I've been just crazy.
That's okay. I was just sitting here listening to all the things you were talking about, and it sounds amazing.
It's gonna be amazing because I can't stop thinking about it, Mr. Aaron. I've been thinking about it for weeks, months, days, years. It's gotta be the best.
I love your enthusiasm, but I've been listening to you, no thank you, and you sound so stressed.
I am stressed.
You know, you don't have to have all those things to have an amazing Easter, because Easter is about so much more.
Mr. Aaron, I haven't even had a chance to think what Easter could possibly be about. Do you see me right now? Look at me. I have Easter coming out of my eyeballs. I need to go change. I think I'll feel so much better.
Okay.
This just in. Donut School restaurant has been reduced to rubble. Details are sketchy, emotions are running high. Let's head there now. Now let's head back to our event coordinators.
Oh, I feel so much better.
And now you look ready to begin with all the Easter plans.
I am.
While you're away, I was thinking this would be the perfect time for me to tell you and the kids an Easter story.
That would be awesome, Mr. Aaron. I would love to hear a story.
But do you think you could help us?
Absolutely. You guys, can we help Mr. Aaron?
Okay, perfect. We're gonna need you to gather some materials. The first thing you need is paper. It can be construction paper or scrap paper you find around the house. Then you need tape. And the last thing you need is something to draw or color with that we'll use later in our lesson. Pause this video, go gather your materials, and come back and push play when you're ready. Do you have all your materials?
I do, I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Take your piece of paper. We're gonna wrap it together like a cone so that we can turn it into a megaphone! All right, now we're gonna take some tape and seal the deal so it doesn't come apart. Now we're gonna need these megaphones throughout the entire lesson, so make sure you keep them handy.
Whenever there's a question, you yell out Jesus into your megaphone.
Now, do you remember earlier when you were running around like an Easter explosion?
How can I forget?
Well, I love Easter candy. Some of my favorites are Reese's Eggs or maybe even the chocolate bunnies. Hey kids, can you shout in your megaphones and tell us some of your favorite Easter candy?
Jelly beans, Cadbury cream eggs, Peeps.
I don't know about the Peeps. Those are not my favorite. But what about some of your other favorite things? Like not just candy, but some of the favorite things that you do on Easter. Shout into your megaphone and tell us.
See the Easter bunny. Go find eggs at my house. Look for my basket.
I loved looking for my basket when I was younger, but so many times we can plan so much that it just becomes a distraction of what Easter is really about. Do you know what Easter is really about?
Jesus.
Yes, it's about Jesus. So today, I'm gonna tell you an Easter story with a twist.
Twizzlers?
No, not Twizzlers. Back to what I was saying, a twist. We're gonna tell you a very unique story today about Easter. This story comes from the Bible in John 11, verse 1 through 45. Give me just a second. Okay. Got it. The story reads like this. Once upon a time, there was a man named Lazarus from Bethany. This was the village where Mary and her sister Martha lived. Their brother Lazarus was sick in bed. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus. Lord, they wrote him, the one you love is sick. When Jesus heard this, he said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory. God's Son will receive glory because of it. Jesus said to his disciples, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going there to wake him up. His disciples replied, Lord, if he's sleeping, he will get better. But the disciples didn't understand that Jesus had been talking about the death of Lazarus. They thought he meant he was asleep like normal. So he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. For your benefit, I am glad I was not there. Now you will believe, but let us go to him. When Jesus arrived, Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Did you know Jesus was placed in the tomb and was there for 3 days after he died? Did Jesus stay in the tomb? Let's continue our story to see what happens to Jesus and Lazarus. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him. Lord, Martha said, I wish you had been here, then my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you anything you ask for. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Martha answered, I know he will rise again. This will happen when people are raised from the dead on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live, even if he dies. And those who live and believe in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she told him. I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God. I believe that you are the one who was supposed to come into the world. So who did Mary believe is the Son of God?
Jesus!
Very good. Jesus came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone in front of the entrance. Take away the stone, Jesus said. But Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad smell.
Mr. Aaron, do you think Lazarus smelled like this dead fish?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
What about these stinky socks?
Gross.
Last but not least, how about this dirty diaper?
Oh, hopefully he didn't smell like any of those things. Anyways, moving on. Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. Then Jesus said, didn't I tell you that if you believed, you would see God's glory? So they took away the stone. People knew the importance of listening to Jesus. They listened to him and moved the stone from Lazarus' tomb. Did you know in front of Jesus' tomb there was a large stone as well? Jesus had the power of God in him, so he was able to move the stone on his own. Now, who had the power of God in him?
Jesus!
Exactly. Jesus said, Father, I thank you for hearing me. I said this for the benefit of the people standing here. I said it so that they will believe that you sent me. Then Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. Lazarus heard the voice of Jesus. Something amazing happened. Now, whose voice can we listen for no matter what's going on in our lives?
Jesus!
Exactly. Lazarus came out of the tomb. He was wrapped with strips of linen, just like a mummy. Okay, kids, up on your feet and let's see you walk like a mummy. That's a good mummy walk. Jesus said to the people, take off the clothes he was buried in and let him go. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Many people visited Mary and saw what Jesus did. They put their faith in Jesus. I mean, that was a pretty amazing miracle that Jesus performed, wasn't it? Again, just like Lazarus, Jesus was also wrapped with strips of linen when he was placed in the tomb. Lazarus needed help to have the clothes removed. Jesus had the power to do it on his own. In fact, the linen was left in the tomb when he rose. When Jesus died, he died on the cross for all of us. God knew that we needed Jesus to take the blame for all the stuff we do. But here's the best part. He's not dead. No. 3 days later, Jesus was raised back to life and he lives even today. That's why we can talk to him and pray to him and we can listen to him. So who knows our name?
Jesus!
Yes, Jesus knows you by name.
Wait. Mr. Aaron, Jesus knows me by name?
Yeah.
How does he know my name?
Well, he knows us all by name, and we have an opportunity to be in relationship with him. All we have to do is admit our mistakes and ask for forgiveness, and then we can become close to him and follow him. When we follow him, we learn about all of God's love for us. We learn about the special gifts that he's given us and his plan for us. But most importantly, we learn that God has called us to go out and love others. This is why it's important for us to learn to listen to Jesus when he calls us by name.
Mr. Aaron, what do I do if I haven't heard from Jesus?
Well, maybe you have heard from him, but you were so distracted getting all the Easter stuff ready. You know, Jesus doesn't always call out to us audibly. Sometimes it's through different things that we do, like praying or reading the Bible. Sometimes it's the people around us, something we hear from adults or friends, maybe even our cousins. My favorite way is by maybe going out and riding my bike and looking at nature. Or you can hear him through worship music.
Mr. Aaron?
What?
I know how I heard Jesus today.
How?
I heard Jesus through you, through the
Yeah.
story you
Wow.
told. Oh, I almost missed it, but I'm going to try to pay more attention in my everyday life to hear Jesus.
That's awesome.
I have a question for you guys. What is the best way you can hear Jesus? Discuss with your family.
Do you all still have your megaphones from earlier? Can you take a moment to write or draw the way that you hear the voice of Jesus on your megaphone? That way we can remember what we learned today. And what did we learn today? We learned that we can hear Jesus' voice. Let's say it together. We can hear Jesus' voice.
With the help of your parents, go to your KKids Facebook page and take a picture and post it with your megaphone so everybody can see how you hear Jesus' voice.
But before we wrap up today, I think it would be the perfect time for us to pray together. Can you pray with us?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna close our eyes and bow our head and repeat after me. Dear Jesus.
Dear Jesus.
Thank you for knowing our names.
Thank you for knowing our names.
Thank you for dying on the cross for our sins.
Thank you for dying on the cross for our sins.
And for coming back to life so we can hear your voice today.
And for coming back to life so we can hear your voice today.
We love you and thank you.
We love you and thank you.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
And everybody said, Amen!
Would you look at that? Distractions have proven to be a rather large issue here at W.K.I.D.S.
Well, thanks to Aaron and Christina, we now know not to let distractions take us away from the real important thing, and that's Jesus and hearing his voice.
All you viewers at home, let's get up and sing and dance.
Let's welcome our W.K.I.D.S. house band performing alive.
Forever safe in the Savior's hands. You are more than
all for joining us today for this very special Easter report.
From all of us at the W.K.I.D.S, we wish you a very happy Easter.
Bye!
Bye.